Time to join our featured student radio station of the week, and this week we're off to Sussex and University Radio Falmer, and the station manager, who hasn't been in this gig very long, I don't believe, Nikki.
No, not very long at all.
Hello, Nikki Alexandru. How are you? You well?
I'm fine. How are you?
When did you start? January somewhere?
Yeah, we do a different kind of election, so we have a forerunning team that goes from January till December next year.
Right.
So the next student, next whole.
And when you got the job, did you think, what are all these things that I have to do that no one ever told me about?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I met up with the previous station manager, and she told me all these things, like, you're legally responsible for the station now, so here's all the money information. I was like, gosh, I didn't think it was going to be that.
Yeah,
that much information.
Because of course it was just going to be a load of fun. It wasn't. There's no business involved, no legalities, none of that nonsense.
It takes a lot longer to do things than I expected. So I'll check my emails 2 hours later.
Yeah,
doing it.
And I mean, I suppose the other thing is, having made radio programmes, just having to organise people, because you're responsible for making sure the whole thing ticks over the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. I sort out the schedule, so every term, well, usually from spring to summer it stays the same, but over Christmas we change the schedule, so I have to make sure people are turning up for their shows and sort out the schedule to make sure it's running quite smoothly.
But don't you do something radical with your breakfast show? Don't different people do it all the time?
Yeah, we have 2 presenters every single day, 2 different presenters each day. We started that this year. We launched that, me and Kit, the chair. We decided to launch that this year. I think URF did have a breakfast show back a few years back, but they haven't had one for a while. So we thought it'd be a good idea to get sort of one flagship show on every day. But it's not very early breakfast. It's 10 to 12. So
student breakfast.
Student breakfast. Yeah.
Student breakfast. But I mean, it's an interesting concept. Why did you decide? Was it more about sort of publicising some of these shows and giving them a big slot in the morning, or was it just because it's obviously quite demanding if you have to do breakfast every day? Yeah.
Well, each day we have a different producer. So each day, different producer comes in and produces the show, and I do Tuesdays, and then. It's a different producer every day. We decided to do it just so that we'd have something to sort of showcase our best presenters, and also to give people something that they know is going to be good to listen to. Like our listeners' show has a running time, so every day is sort of a similar setup. Right, I get you.
So, the other thing which we should note as well, enviably, is all the shows are. Well, you don't have a playlist. All the shows are unplaylisted.
No, we don't have a playlist at all, which was quite unique for most radio stations. I know, obviously, commercial ones, but even student radio stations, quite a lot of them have playlists. It's just something that we've never decided to do. It's better to keep. We feel it's better to keep everyone having their own individual shows, because it means everyone can put their own spin on their shows, and it works quite well. It seems pretty good.
You do realise that's radical talk in the radio industry.
Yeah.
You do realise that, don't you?
Well, we are quite left-wing down at Sussex, so.
Well, listen, if you'd like to tune in to University Radio Falmer or find out more information, give us the website address. What is it, Nikki?
It's www.urfonline.com.
And you'll find this.
Broadcasting to Sussex University since 1976. This is URF.
Good morning, and welcome to the first ever URF Breakfast Show.
That's all you're getting of that.
Cheeky little snodging of music. Every week we have to make up a new word. Great.
So snodging for this. We're going to try and use it as much as we can throughout the show.
URF.
Someone came into school with my pen and was like, oh yeah, I've got a new pen. And I was like, that's definitely my pen. And I couldn't say anything, so I just had to leave it. And ever since you've been writing with a twig sharpened up and put in ink.
It's time for Waking Up Ellie, my favourite bit of the show.
Hello.
Ellie! Good morning!
Good morning!
You are live on URF.
That's your URF news update. It's 10:03.
Thank you very much for listening to URF live at Falmer Bar for the Union Sabbatical Officer election results.
Time for Challenge Jeannie. She's going to recite all 50 states of America. Okay, Alabama, Alaska, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Wow! Oh my god!
Music, tons of awesome music and ladies, loads of single ladies and comedy. The Tomo and Faye.
girl was, but there's several quiz teams queuing up to sign her up. Thank you very much for talking to us, Nikki. Give us that website address one more time.
It's www.urfonline.com.
Fantastic. And this was number 1 in URF's end-of-term chart last term. It's The Strokes on 6 Music.